glad you guys, not me.
I'll get you a copy of the agenda here in just a second.
Hey, I serve him. She said, John, she saw that I was gonna, she said, John, don't you do it.
All right, we ready?
Yeah,
All right.
Here's a copy of the agenda.
All right. Call over. All right, Mr. President, Derek, John, myself, Ishmael, and Glenn. No guests. We reviewed July minutes. Everybody good with those?
Yep.
Okay, need a motion to accept.
I make that motion.
Second, okay, Ishmael seconded. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Okay. July claims. There's a bunch of them there.
I got a copy of it.
Okay. Let's see, that's Spicer Town. I'm gonna try to group these together. Broadway. I think Broadway. I think you're all Broadway. Okay. Let's do Maino Park first. Maino Park claims is $26.85 from Burris, and that is for the repair kit for the fountains at Maino Park. Then we've got Spicer Town Park, Home Depot, $372.75. That is for the plywood for the putt-putt and the artificial grass for the putt-putt, okay? And also at Spicer Town Park, $11.98 from 256 Supply. That's for the screws to put the plywood and the grass on the putt-putt for Spicer Town, okay? And then we've got, some of these are all mixed up, but I'm just gonna read them. We've got Escalade Sports, which is for the support for the broken backboard over at Campbell Park, okay? $99, it was $105.79 with shipping. Okay, got that one. And then, I don't know if these go to Broadway Park or they're attached to Spicer Town, but it's the poles that we bought for the lights, the 60 or 30-foot aluminum poles and the shipping. Broadway Park. $300 for 6 4-inch 30-foot aluminum poles and $300 to go get them. And we've got those on hand.
So $600.
$600. And then we've got Broadway. Let's see here. 256 Supply. Looks like Quick Creek, 80-pound bag. Fasteners. And Ishmael signed this, so this is for the,
That's really for Spicer Town.
that's for Spicer?
No, you're right. No, that's for the sign, yeah.
For the sign that you put in?
Yeah.
$10.59. Broadway also. This is for the Amazon, which are the solar lights, which are going inside the old street light poles that were out here, and they're going around the walking trail. They were $51.29 a piece.
For a volume of them.
Yeah.
Not just a piece.
which gives us a total of 445.16 is what this is saying. And that's for, was there 32 of them? 32 of them. Okay, we've got that.
It was about $12 for your session.
Oh, that's right, because they come in 4 packs, didn't they? I meant this is from Robert. That's not good. Okay, Broadway also. It's a copy of Quick Creek. More fasteners, $1.97, which is screws. Spicer Town. I don't know what that says. It's a brush. $6.49.
Paintbrush.
Paintbrush. And utility knife. $1.49. I'm assuming that was probably to cut the turf for the.
No, it's actually a thing for applying the glue.
Okay.
Everything
And
children knows.
fasteners again, 10 of them at 39 cents gives us $3.90. And then, this is Spicer Town still, the adhesive, paintbrush, and that is 57.06.
It's a glue, so it's a.
Yeah, the glue, the fastener, okay. And that's outstanding. Okay, that's all of them that I've got.
I make a motion to approve these.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we've got all this done. Okay, parking lot item updates. None of this has been addressed. It's on hold because of numerous things. Backfilling at Campbell Park, additional parking at Broadway, benches installed at Mano. The big tree that fell out of the neighbor's yard that's not ours at Mano. And another tree at Mano. Okay, old business, the DNR grant, splash pad's working. Skate park stuff's been delivered, additional's putting some of it together. Playground equipment, except for the new piece, oh no, it's all put in up there. Shelter house is now complete, the dude coming and.
All they need to do, it is complete. I have the invoice from Jeff Roddy and his, change orders. They just gotta come put it in here.
And hook it up.
It's not, no, it's, yeah.
Okay. So it's complete. The sealing of the walking trail that we talked about a couple months ago when we voted on through that grant, we had to scratch it because then there was additionals that we weren't told we had to have that the state threw on us at the last minute. So there wasn't enough to do, like the hot water heater at the bathroom didn't know anything about. The meter was left out for some reason, so that basically didn't leave us enough to do both, so we scratched the ceiling of the walking path.
Do you know what situation created that meter left out?
Mhm.
What was the original intent of that shelter house?
Oh, remodel.
Yeah.
And then we decided to tear it down.
They didn't have the meter.
I think, how in the world you miss a meter?
That makes sense. The benches, which you've got pictures of some of them there, that have been done, they're on schedule to be here the middle of the month. The issue with, we talked about before, the black stuff that they washed out on the pickleball court. I think we kind of got a resolution with that. One way or another, well, we're gonna have one. I don't know if we've agreed on it yet or not, but one way or another, we're gonna have it. They're gonna have to dig it out and start over, whether they like it or not. We're not gonna accept it until they do. We all agree to that, so. We're getting closer to them actually doing that. The June 17th
Well,
visit,
no, there's one other thing there, yes.
well, yeah,
In that one, two issues. The second issue is the playground equipment, playground area. Concrete border around it needs a weep hole because, when it rains, it all goes to one side and it is starting to, float out the
mulch.
rubber mulch. But here is why it is just now happening. Had an engineer explain this to me. There wasn't a problem until we put the pour and play in. So guess what happens with the pour and play?
Nothing soaks in, it all runs off.
All runs across. I have two brothers who are civil engineers. They said, yeah, and that's why you have a water board, you know,
Mhm.
and get permits when you're putting in things that eliminate seepage of water into the ground, you're creating flooding. And Eddie Absher said, well, you just put a piece of plastic down and all the water runs right off of it. So it runs right over in that rubber mulch and floats right out and runs off the edge. So we're gonna have to put a sinkhole there.
They're gonna do something there. They've talked about a 2-inch PVC through and then over to the little drain that's on the other side, or they've talked about weep holes, but they're gonna do something there, or we're not gonna accept it and sign off anyway, so. The recap of the June 17th visit. We talked about the hot water heater. It's in, like we said, it's complete now. The transition ramps from the sidewalks to the mulch. Has everybody been up there? You go down the sidewalk and then you gotta step over into that mulch to get into the playground. We're gonna have some sort of transition there for, I guess, wheelchairs to get over. I've looked, and at our next meeting, which is, when is our next grant meeting? Thursday. I'm gonna get a definite answer on what we have to have. The rule is 1 inch of fall per 12 inches. Well, I don't know what they're gonna count as the height of that. Are they gonna count, you know, the border is 4 inches, 4-inch curve. Are they gonna count the bottom of that, or we're about level with the sidewalk, or are they gonna count the top? It all depends on what they tell me. If they tell me it's the bottom, they're gonna be a little more expensive, because then we gotta go 3 feet wide, 4 foot long. If not, we just need a transition to get over, which they're not that expensive. Should have an answer next month. The logo signs, which we have to have, that was another thing that came out.
Here's the sign, it is brown in color, 3 of them are on over.
That's another thing we didn't know we had to have that came out of that ceiling. $30 each, we got 3 of them.
They're on over.
The benches, we've got two benches, 2 tables, picnic tables. They're gonna be metal frame, the recycled plastic tops and seat. Bids went out, I think he sent them out Thursday or Friday to 3 bidders. When those come back, of course, they'll go over and give a recommendation and we vote on it like we did the ceiling and the walking path before we had to eliminate it. But, I think they're gonna have a little bit of issue with, and we may not have, I don't know, we may have 1, we may have 3 bidders, I don't know, because I think there's an issue, or will be an issue, if you're trying to meet those specs, because they use the specs as a guideline for the original grant we did. Those specs don't line up with anything I found online. The seats are a different height on every one of them. The top's a different height on every one of them. They all vary within 2 to 3 inches of each other. your handicap accessible are the same size as your regular, they're just longer at the top so you can slide a wheelchair underneath. But the drawings he provided for it show a different height, which according to Dave, he said that shouldn't matter. But the ones we sent it to, they may look at it and say, I don't have anything like that, and not even bid it, so I don't know where we'll end up with that. There's a possibility we may have to redo that, that's what I'm saying, I guess. But we should know, I think that closes the 10th or the 11th. He gave him 10 days, and I believe he was gonna close it the 10th. So, anyway, we should know something soon on that. Update Spicer Town walking path is done. Parking area has been complete. Looks a lot better. And, of course, we need to work on the 5-year plan and.
Going back to Spicer Town, something came up, yesterday. Yeah, Sunday. The large playground equipment unit that is in the northwest corner, we're gonna have to switch the slide from where it comes down to the view panel that's on the backside, because the slide comes down within a foot of the walking trail. But they're the exact same.
Yeah,
You
you're right.
just take the view panel off the back, it's the same size, got like a bubble you look through, like you're in the water. Move it over there and move the slide essentially to the south side.
Yeah, because when you get up into that northwest corner, yeah, you got, yeah.
So, but all we have to do is take the slide and put it on the backside and put that view panel over. If I want to look at it, and, you know, a person just brought it to my attention, I thanked him and, told him to take a look at it. He said, I like what you're doing, but I did happen to notice when I went around, the slide comes out about a foot from the asphalt. And I really never noticed it, to be honest with you.
Okay. Of course, we need to come up with a 5-year plan inputs.
And I passed out to both of the newer members our current plan, but I can't say this enough because I'm probably gonna be the guy stuck with it. I think if you look on the front of that, it was approved March 1st or something. It has to be approved by April 1st, or we don't have a project plan. Now, we paid $5,000 for that to be created. And we got rather seriously funked by the DNR, if you recall. They said, we have simplified that, quote unquote, so the 9-year-old can do it. But if you pay somebody $5,000, I don't know what you're all about.
We didn't know.
We don't know. You should go back and look at it. We have dumbed it down to a 9-year-old could fill it out online. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what she
Excuse
said.
me. So I'll probably end up having to do it. But just as a editorial, if you read through that thing, you know, and it's a plan. The things we put in there don't have to happen. It's just what we planned to. But I was pleasantly surprised, if not even amazed, the number of things that are in there that we truly got done. I'd say well over 50% of them we did. So it's a testimony of all of our hard work. But it's a plan, and like I said, it can be pie in the sky, you know, aha stuff. But I was amazed. We never thought we were going to get a grant. We never thought we were going to get Spicer Town property and things of that nature. So if you read through it, you'll be surprised. You start checking off, done that, working on that. So, but we need to start seriously thinking about it. Trust me, I know we won't get it right the first time, and we've actually got, because one of those has the copies, we have to have public meetings. So the public can come have input. So it's a little bit of a walk.
So why don't we do this? Everybody make a list on what they can come up with. And let's try to have, say, November meeting maybe. Everybody come up with ideas and make a list, and then we just submit them, and if they're double, we can eliminate one. we'll compile them and we'll go from there. How about that? That way everybody's got their own
Yeah,
idea.
let's just put a stake in the ground.
Yeah, and let's go as deep as you wanna go. I mean, if you're talking digging for gold, put it in there, okay?
We already struck oil.
So the 5-year plan, is that, what all does that constitute? I mean, I guess. like-
Any existing parks or any
Existing parks.
envisioned future parks.
Okay.
And I'll say that because we actually have had a discussion with persons on the far north side of town that are interested in a pocket park like Campbell's up there. And if you think about it geographically, there are a lot of people up there in that area, Wilbur Avenue, North First Street, or Second Street, Fifth Street, Gill Street, Bank Street, that are kind of away. And there are people up there that have property that are willing to belly up,
No, well, at least partner,
partner with us.
yeah.
So, that's not off the table. It's-
No, yeah, I just.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
You think that there would be people that would, whoever it is that owns that vacant property across from Jace Stallings Gym?
There's an apartment complex going in there as we speak.
I keep on passing by that, like, that would be such a great
Yeah,
place.
that's already been zoned, I believe.
Yeah, they rezoned it for patio homes.
Or whatever. Okay,
Duke Grant, you're still talking about approaching them?
thinking about, I feel that,
The big tree at Broadway, we've talked about that many times.
Well, and I, totally coincidental, I went on the GIS map late this afternoon and got Glenn here a layout of that property. So we can go over an eyeball to see if what's fallen is on our property or not, and where the tree is. It lined the property boundary on the east side of the owner of the mobile home. Lines up exactly with, it was platted as a housing district, lines up with the lot and the borderline between Glenn Holland's house and the property he owns to the east. So you can stand on that property line, look straight across and see what's what.
See if that tree's on us or on him.
Mhm.
Okay. The, cut off telephone border up at the park, which we bought those rocks for. You working with Shane on that and?
Yeah, he's done 5 of them, I don't know why.
Yeah,
He quit.
we were there last time.
Are we better off or somebody better off to go up there and measure and put an X on the ground where they go to make sure we've got enough when we get done to do it once?
Well, I've done the math. We would be real close if we put one wherever telephone poles at, but we don't need to do that. Telephone poles that wide, these rocks are this wide. So I believe if you left 4 foot between the rocks, we'd have more than that.
Okay,
We got 50, but we got some other big rocks laying around, just, I don't know why where they're at, like there's 3 down here, just laying there.
oh, those came when they had to redo the,
So we got a few of those, we got 50 and a few, I think we're in good shape, but we just, space them out a little bit.
having put them wherever or more?
Well, right now, the 5 he did, he put them in the holes, because he's getting dirt, but I pointed out some dirt for him.
Okay. The putt at Spicer Town, you're getting close to finishing that, aren't you?
Yes, I am, but I'm not in a hurry, because you aren't gonna put it in. I've got everything done, but the obstacle, the carpet and installing the obstacles is probably an hour per, and I actually have one of them done, so it's a day's work of them.
Have you putted on it yet? See if you could get it through the obstacle?
No, sir, I haven't.
Okay, did you check to make sure a ball would go through the obstacle?
It's a 4-inch square pipe.
See, what I thought you
A soccer ball will not go through it.
what I thought you should do is put an obstacle that the ball would not go through, and then see how long it took people to realize, how many times you're gonna putt and it's not gonna fit before you go around it.
Who's gonna go pick up the splinters unless they beat it up with a hammer? No, it's a what I did, it's a 4-inch pipe that you gotta get through, but it's got 2 1-inch slant pipes that you gotta hit to get it there, you can't hit to get it, that's right.
You just make.
And then other ones,
Too
I
difficult.
got the state of Kentucky cut out, that's one of them, it's blue. State of Indiana cut out,
That's more like it.
it's red. But yeah, I've got all the obstacles made, just drilling over
You could go UKIU and U of L too.
there. I actually had a gentleman who I think the world of, in Florida, sent me a note with a list of all the universities in Indiana, and it says, why don't you just write these on, I mean, he had like 30 universities.
That's an
No,
Okay.
but,
Treating at Mano Pond, of course, everybody's been by there, you've seen it. I got an update on the pumps, this seems to be a good time to bring that up too.
good.
But, I mean, I gave Ishmael a gallon of chemical I've got, I've already put a gallon in there this year, last year it worked fine, this year it didn't seem to do anything. I don't know if it's because there's no circulation. And, it says you can pour it in, it says you can spray it on. I sprayed it on. Last year it killed it all, this year it didn't kill nothing. If we have to go back to the professionals, that's always come out of the Christie Fund, which Edith Christie left us $90,000 about 17, 18 years ago. Everything that's ever been done at that park except build it with the grant to start with has come out of those funds. There's about 10 to 12,000 left and it costs $5, and it might be more than $4 now. It could be up to $5. We did it 2 years in a row, dating back, didn't do it last year. So 2 years ago we did it. The year before that we did it. It was $4,000 each time. So there's enough to do 3, possibly 4 years in the Christie Fund, and then it's dry, and I don't know what you do after that. We could take everything we got in our budget now and spend it there, and then we've got nothing for anything else. So it's something we're gonna have to look at down the road. I don't know.
Give us the bad news that Mr. Couch sent you the text. Please. I'm getting.
I don't know if you wanna hear this or not.
Well,
I don't really want to, but, okay. From Robert, update on the fountains. Motors are locked up on both. One has a damaged impeller and one had the bearings out. They all recommend buying new ones, which is about $3,000 a piece.
yeah, really? I thought it was like 1,400.
That's for the 110s. They use twice the electricity as the 220s, and with I think a 1 horse, and these are a 1.5 or a 2 horse.
So them are can't be fixed,
No,
what locked them up, both of them?
they're self-lubricating, they're in the water, they run all the time.
Yeah,
Who knows?
we've done exactly what they told us to do.
Yeah, but they're 6, 7 years old. So that's where we're at with those.
That one down next to 31, it shouldn't have locked up. We ain't had it in there 2 years.
That might be the one that's got a bad impeller, which rotates and sucks the water in and then shoots it out. Maybe that's the reason why it was only going up about 3 feet.
I hate to do this. Okay, now we got them out, we've looked at them.
Mhm.
Just like a medical condition, a second opinion. What if I go back to Herbie and say, look at these things? Just look at it, just to verify. He may say, oh yeah, I know how to, because he's worked on them for 8 or 10 years, right?
I don't know if he's ever worked on them.
Herbie Rose?
He's looked at him and said he could fix
Oh, yeah,
them.
he-
I don't know if he's ever worked on them.
Yeah,
He's worked on them, but
yeah, he's done several.
You could ask him.
I think he could go back to him, but Herbie look at them.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying,
It's not gonna hurt.
here they are, this is what they think's wrong with them, are you right? Or Yeah, I know since I've been back here, he's worked on 3 times. That's how we got his name.
Yeah, but I thought it was just minor stuff. I didn't know it was a
Well,
major.
I'm trying to be positive, maybe this is minor.
All right,
I will take him and have him look, you know, he may say ditto, yeah, absolutely. But here's he bought the parts, assuming he knew what was wrong.
Mhm.
So, sounds like he has been there before. Yeah.
hopefully. If not,
Yeah,
we
he
can
pre-bought the parts to fix them.
well, if not, we can return the parts.
Yeah, okay, I will follow up tomorrow.
The only other option we would have, and of course, this year it would be out unless we could find them on sale at the end of the season, would be look at buying more or doing something else to get agitation up there.
I stay pretty agile, just throw them in the water.
You know, there's cheaper fountains, how long they last, I don't know. There's, aerators that lay on the bottom and all they do is blow bubbles to get oxygen in. And you know, it moves the water, it adds oxygen just like these things do. I don't know how much they cost. Of course, you could go bigger and have one big fountain and maybe do it all, I don't know.
Yeah, but let me
I
try
don't know
to,
what they cost.
let me try that just a second. I mean, he had to have some historical knowledge to order the parts differently.
Okay.
Okay.
So we could spend all the Christie money on new pumps, new fountain, or we could spend on treatment, but we can't.
Are
do
one of
both.
you all available tomorrow? John Beaton just bought a new pump to go in his pump. It don't spray out as big as that other part, but we won't have.
Yeah, I'm.
When you come around and get me, you'll go run, let him, we'll look at his.
Okay, can you check to see when he's not home?
Yeah.
He said, go or get it. Oh, you can talk to him, okay.
All right, number 8,
We'll go over there, let him turn his and on, and you can look at it.
painting the parking stops. John's gonna work with Jamie Topey on that for the grant, youth grant.
And so where we are with that right now, she's on board. They're waiting for their first meeting of the group or whatever you wanna call it. And then she'll let me know number of people and date that they're making themselves available for it.
Okay. So then all we'd have to do is the equipment and paint for them.
And I think she was saying that their first, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's in August, so.
Oh,
That would be great because
you'll have plenty of time then.
people are pushing to get things like that done for the grand opening part,
Yeah, that,
which is.
I think that whenever I was talking, I stopped her while she was walking across the road there in Scottsburg and was talking to her about it. She was real, because she kind of even echoed what I heard already, that they were really wanting to start doing more things here in the Austin parks.
Good. Then whenever we hear the go from her, then
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
just basically tell her to let us know a time and a day and.
I told her that we would, and I hope I didn't oversay myself, but I told her that we would provide the material and
Yeah, that's
she could be the,
Yeah, we could have paint and paint brushes or rollers or whatever they used last time. As long as she can let us know how many she needs and then when they're coming and
yeah.
we go from there.
Uh-huh.
The basketball goal at Spicertown. Those are the ones we're adapting that came out of the old gym.
The metal part of the old ones out of gym and the metal frame for the ones that are old sewer plant are exactly the same size. So our vision is to take everything off the ones over at, the sewer plant and just weld the new ones, metal to metal, right onto it. Goals there,
Do we
backwards there,
have someone to weld those?
no.
Do we need to get that done long before we get the basketball court so we can put them up right
We
away?
ready to go, yeah.
So we
Yeah.
need to, I know somebody that will weld it, we just gotta get them out to them. John Collins.
Yeah, I reached out, John Collins, JAR, One other person was recommended to me. I went on Facebook and said, hey,
Okay.
because there aren't many welders left.
No, John would probably do them cheaper, and he's real good about, taking care of local projects, schools and what, you know, whatever he can do to help. Of course, he's gotta cover his costs, but, you know, it might be 200 to somebody else, you know, he'll cut you a deal and do it for less. More so than a full, you know, a full service shop that's gotta make money on everything. The locks for the doors up at Broadway, you're gonna get the, what'd you call those, magic key or?
Magic key. The question, and I've got written on mine as of here, is how many do we need?
Well, we need 3 for the new bathroom, right?
Yeah.
We need, wait a minute, 2 for the old one, but they've got a deadbolt and
Only that,
a lock.
no, that.
They only have, okay, so there's 2, that's 5. And then shelter house, 6. Storage shed, 7. Do you want one for the Little League side of the concession stand? Would that ever become anything other than Little League that Art would have to get in there for
Let's do
something?
it for the entry. There's an entrance store, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah, do it on an entrance store. That way, if we need to get in, we can get in through the concession stand.
okay, that's 8.
Okay. 8.
Okay.
Need a motion to spend, what's 3 times 8? $240. So we'll make that motion?
$240.
I wanna make that motion.
I'll second that.
248 total.
Anybody want a second or does somebody second it?
He seconded.
Okay.
Eric did.
Okay, I'm slow, son. 5 okay.
We,
Yeah, and I explained this before, I'm anxiously waiting, if you get these locks, as many as you want, you take a key, you plug it in the lock, turn it, and now that becomes the key for that lock. You turn it in the next lock, and that becomes the key for that lock. As many as you want.
I got one on my front door at the house.
How can you only have one? You got at least 2.
I keyed it to the back door,
Okay,
to the front door, then I changed the back door. Cause that lock went bad, and
okay.
then I lost the directions on.
Hey, when are you moving? That's all I say.
We never used the key on the front door. We go on the back door and the
Okay,
front
okay,
door's
I just
locked
wanted
with
to
the
know.
deadbolt.
Okay,
Alright. You got the part for the basketball goal at Campbell, cause we
yeah, I
voted to pay that.
got the bottom one that was over there, the new one, the gold, everything is at the concession.
Okay, that's done. The rubber mulch over at Broadway, we have to have taken over to Spicertown, which I guess we can get the city to do that. Says we've got approximately 12,000 left in Spicertown. Okay. I got ideas on that. I'll bring it up under walk-ins.
Okay.
Um,
Now that includes, I put a holder in for like picnic table, signage. So it's, I put a placeholder in, like $12,000 left.
Number 14. We discussed the solar lights, 4 of the 6 poles we got. We're gonna use 5 of those poles at Broadway. We'll have 1 extra. 6 lights go to Broadway. When we do, if I remember right, what we talked about is when we do the slabs for the benches, try to get somebody to put a anchor point or pole in the middle of that second parking lot. Put the pole in it and then 2 lights on it to light up that. 1 in the back, 1 by the pickleball court, and maybe 1 in the middle, okay? We voted to go up to 1,500 on that. I've got,
You're down to 900. Who's got the,
yeah, I've got, what do I do with it?
Yeah, I don't know, it's your house, you got the key to that door.
No, I just had it. Probably underneath here. I've got, it's gonna be 53104 if everybody likes these.
For 5 or 6 of them.
It would be for 6.
Oh, great.
I looked at these, it's just, I narrowed it down to 2. One of them was 9,000 watts, 3 different modes, like 6 to 8 hours to charge the first time, and then you get anywhere between 10 to 12 hours with the light. 30% motion, 100, then turns off to 30%. These are 8,000, and what I went by was I looked at the luminance, which is the brightness of the light, and the 8,000 actually is like, they're 480,000 lumens each. The 9,000 was 280, so it's almost double. So your 30% should be brighter, and if you wanna look at them, and your 100% should be a lot brighter. They both said, 6 to 8 hours charging time, gets you 12 hours, blah, blah, blah. So I wasn't gonna order them, even though we voted on it, without everybody looking at them and seeing if you think those are sufficient. I don't know how you gauge how much 80,000 hours is, or 50,000 hours of working is, but they're all way up there. They all come with the, you can either screw them to a pole or you can mount them to a metal pole, and it all comes, all you gotta do is put them on and put them up. They're directional too, you can,
Now, where's the cost of the helicopter to fly them in, to put in there? We have to get a blue ball.
everything's gonna be mounted in the ground, except the one in the middle, so you can put it on and then set it up. And drop it on the ground and then turn it where you need it, and then we would just have to drill a hole probably 3 foot deep, just to make sure it's deep enough and not bend over, and then, we had a 4-inch auger or 6-inch auger. And then, you need a concrete or gravel and sand and tamp it down, and that would cover everything except that middle parking lot. And then that would give us 1 pole left over in case we needed one at maybe Spicer Town. And then all we'd have to do is buy 1 more head for it.
That sounds good.
Or if we get that far and we decide we want more, this guy down in Danville, when John went down there to get him, he said he's got some of them 60 foot. And he said he got a bunch of them, great big pile of them.
I like the square footage that light covers, too. That's,
Okay, so you think this is sufficient? Okay, I'll get those ordered tomorrow. I'll call Sean and have him order them. Okay. Number 15. We talked last time about having a meeting to discuss issues we had with the grant, understanding it better with River Hills and Heritage. That was brought up at our last meeting 2 weeks ago. And they were supposed to get, it was a week before last. They were supposed to get together, come up with a date where they could come to one of our meetings or special meeting anyway, after hours. And I've not heard a word from none of them, either one of them. So with that said, we've got to go down to new business, which is, we tabled River Hills's from the last meeting. And this is what we were going to discuss. We discussed once already with us three and didn't get well, we got answers, but didn't necessarily agree with all of them. And they were supposed to, again, be with Heritage and go over it together. And we've never got a date for that. So we tabled this last time. What do you want to do with it? Do we want to table it again until we get that meeting, or do we want to pay it, or what do we want to do?
I think, how much was it again?
$87.50. And this is our money, not the grants.
And that would leave us the balance at completion of the effort would be about $6,000.
Yeah.
5,000. Because we said in the review that, when we talked with them, 14,000.
And we've talked about the issues with what we were told we had to do, then we found out later we didn't, and what that cost us. But when us three met with them, we got, is it safe to say we got run around on a lot of it?
Yes, we didn't get any.
Okay.
My suggestion is table it again until we have a meeting, because that's what we ultimately want to do.
And the ball is in their court. We said, you all come up with a date, and we will do whatever it takes to have as much as possible, recognizing we'd like to do it in the evening, because at least 3 of you all teach school. So that's a big, get there. We have heard 0 back from them. I revised the list to be more general and generic without being specific or punitive. God, good words, right? Let's talk about, confusion about, appraisals. Let's talk about Duke's situation. Let's talk about errors and omissions. Let's talk about inability or lack of understanding to be able to, pull out things and do them on their own. So nothing, no inference that anybody is in the wrong. These are things that concern us, like 8 or 9 of them, and you sent that to them. So
Yeah.
they know what we want to talk about. It's not gonna be a shock. They're not gonna
And they were told 2 weeks ago at our meeting that the following week, which would have been last week, would be ideal because we got 2 teachers and Chad works at school also. I said, so when school starts, sometimes it's difficult to get them here because of what's going on at school and what they're involved with after school. And they went radio dead. So.
we'll see. And we'll bring it up on Thursday.
Okay. Derek will make a motion.
I make a motion to table.
I second that.
John will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Tabled until meeting. Okay. Also, this is in the grant. This is pay request number 8.
Where's that? Oh. Okay. Number 7 instead of number 2. Okay. Got the agenda there, yeah. That's number 7.
Oh, since we did the meeting, I was just gonna jump it all in
Okay,
there, but we wait,
it's on there.
we can wait.
Okay,
The change order for Jeff Brody,
did you get it? I've
I
got
did
it.
not get it.
Okay, I've got it. Let me attempt a little bit to explain this to you so when you see it, you're not shocked. First off, we've already paid 50% of it. So the base amount that he is owed is $16,129. Now, he has 3 change orders. And I think they're all legit, having been so close to it, I can smell them. We were required by the DNR to put in a water heater. So we had to put in a compact water heater with 1/2-inch PEX lines, these faucet with mixing valves, ran electric, installed 30-amp breaker, and framed corner shelf for utility room. It was $945, which that's about all I paid. This next one, oh God, this is so much fun. he has had to dig up and dig the line from that building to that big green distribution box twice. Because Duke has told him to do stuff, come back and said, oh, no. The last one, all of that can't be flexible hose, it's gotta be solid hose into the ground. So dug and installed 2-inch conduit for meter base transformer, $625. This is one that was a shocker to me. Due to the water line up there and the fact that it goes to the bathrooms, to the shelter house, to that building, the water pressure was not capable of supporting the 88 toilets. So he had to put in a water pressure booster tank with electric pump to send adequate water volume to the 88 toilets, $850. So this change order for all three of them together is $2,420. And so with the half we owe him and the three change orders, it's $18,545.
And that's in the grant. And what we have left in the grant covers those changes.
Yeah, that's covered. Yeah. Yeah, and apparently the way the 88 toilets work, they actually work, shut on and shut off based on pressure. And he said, first thing I thought is I'd gotten dirt or something in the line, so I took the PEX line off, and it has to have a certain amount of pressure for its function, because there's no mechanics to it, it's all electric. You know, there's not a tank, there's not a float,
That would make
there's
sense.
valves.
That would make sense because that line runs from the road, the gate, all the way up to that building, branches off, then it runs from there back to the back concession stand.
And the toilets, or bathrooms, that are.
Well, that's a separate line, but they're all coming out of the same meter with the same pressure.
Yeah, so he had to put in a tank and a pressurizer to do it. And so that, and it was $850.
Okay.
Okay, so the
That
total,
doesn't leave us much in the ground, but we got enough to cover.
it leaves us about $4,000 for picnic tables and.
Yeah. Which should cover that too, so. All right. Motion to, accept the change orders.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, John makes the motion.
Second,
Glenn will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Now we need to approve the payment.
yeah, same thing for the payment. We gotta do change order, now we gotta agree to pay. Motion to pay,
I'll make a motion.
Derek,
I'll second that.
and John seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
This boy, I don't know, he must be rich. I had the hardest time getting this invoice from him. I said, dude, send it to me, get paid, don't send it, you don't get paid. Okay, I'll work on it. Okay, thank you.
Need to talk about the signage at Broadway Park. What do we want on it? What do we want it to say? How big we want it to be?
I've got a sample here. It's very similar to the one at Campbell.
My question, are we talking just a,
Well, we're talking two things. First off, my vision is just a simple oval sign like we have at Campbell's,
camera?
8 foot by 4 foot, probably black and white. And rather than getting into all of these verbiage and accolades, all you do is make some people happy and hurt other people's feelings. Just say, established 1974, rebirth 2025. And that will go on 2 metal cross arms,
We saying, is this Spicertown or Community Park?
Austin Community Park.
We need one Spicertown too. Are we gonna double it?
It's an example.
I know, but what I'm saying is if we decide to do this for Community Park, can we just double it and do the same thing
Well,
out
they come
there and
out
make
two
it
bucks.
easy?
They come out 2 bucks.
I know, but we make
Yeah.
it easy, not having to do two
But,
separate.
and this one at Community Park, will have 2 of those lamps, 13-foot lamps each side, 2 crossbars and this one crossbar. They have black mirror on it. That's just, took me 3 minutes to do that.
Something simple. I was thinking the same thing, we could just double it. Call it Spicertown Park, do the same thing out there and then put up, rules like we do up there and call it a day. Okay,
Okay.
when we get that far. Okay. You're doing this, city and the DNR to schedule a grand opening.
Yeah, this is not been,
Good luck with that.
well, thank you. I really like your public comment. Okay, we really do need, well, actually require, to have some kind of ribbon cutting, grand opening, something like that. So I talked with, city officials, and they have a person with a company called Xtone that does all of their marketing and website development and help. So they passed me along to her. We met electronically and said, probably want to target 9/6 or 9/13, gives us some time and also having everything done. September 9th, 6th, or 13th, a Saturday. We talked about a lot of things, and I'm waiting for her to send me the consolidated list that I asked her to provide me. At noon, groundbreaking, ceremony, she will handle media, and maybe even getting television station up there. We talked about making it more than just a ribbon cutting event, have if vendors wanna come up, or if we wanna provide food and drink, games, whatever, for the event. They just recently, and they were involved in doing the Christiani, Dan Christiani facility last week before last at Charlestown. It was on TV, went over really well. We wanted to do it in the morning, like 10-ish, but DNR could not make that because they're obviously on the north side of Annapolis. They said it'd be a stretch, and then they came up with, well, what else? Well, if we were in the area on Friday, we stay overnight, got too speculative. So I said, let's just go with noon. Melissa Woods, who is our interface point with DNR, did reach out to them, but she is out of office on Thursday. Melissa Woods is, so waiting for feedback. Talked about who all invite, Heritage, Brewer Hill, city officials, Parks Board, trustee, ARC, some previous trustee members board that were on the board when we started, so that's changed. I would like to try and get Mike Trulock there. He was the person sitting here at this table that signed the deed in 1974. And Virgil Johnson. Virgil Johnson was financially part of buying the park, and the old JCs took the ball and ran with it.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to have them there. Any other people that you want to maybe, the original Parks Board in 74, there's only two of us living, me and Sarah Jane Jones. I'd probably invite her, Trevor.
Well, you've got old park board members here too, Kenny Baker was.
Kenny Baker,
But they'll be there anyway.
But, we need to think about, and those people would get formal mail invitations. Anybody can come, but those people should feel like they have been honored. I'm waiting on her to send me that list so I can browse through it, peruse it, and see if I don't think that. I was actually talking to her as I was speeding down the highway. Well, I shouldn't have said that on camera. I was on my bicycle. But yeah, that's where we're at, probably looking at noon. I would probably suggest the 13th, because even after we talked about it, Roger said, oopsie, the 6th is my 40th wedding anniversary. But, so, okay, just tell you where we're at, where we're going. Everything should be in place by then. I can't imagine something going wrong by then.
Okay,
But it can't. Okay.
before we go to walk-ins.
No, we're not doing walk-ins yet. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What? We've got all this.
Huh?
DNR,
Charlie Barnes.
yeah, cut 20 trees.
No, I started, okay, TNT, change order,
Got
we have to approve that.
Got that here, got the pay request.
What you said before we go to,
That's what I was getting ready to do, before we got to walk-ins.
Okay.
Charlie Barnes has already been up there and cut down everything that was on the ground.
Oh, really?
He's cleaned up everything that was on the ground, he's not cut the new ones
Oh,
yet.
really? Well, great. I didn't know that.
I,
He's my next door neighbor.
well, I believe he has,
Okay.
because what was up front is gone.
Okay.
Now, I've not been in the back.
Okay, TNT change order, we have a change order, which kind of scared us.
We got a change order number 4. And basically what this is, number 4 is zero money. What this does is, the reason for the change order is to extend the contract time 42 days. Because they couldn't find the playground equipment to meet the deadline for the playground equipment. Then it showed up out of the blue. They still didn't meet the deadline, but we got the change order giving us those extra days that they'd already done before they found it. So we need to vote on this, sign it and get them back to us. So,
I'll make a motion, we do that.
okay,
I second it.
John seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Today's second? Fourth. We're fourth already. Okay. The other is approval for pay, which is TNT number 8. The amount is $76,254.70. And I'd have to do the math, but they're getting close to being done with their pay. There is a retainage in there, but they are getting close to being at the end also. So, need a motion on that?
I got a question.
Okay.
Retainage, does that mean that's money that's set aside if we don't spend it, we get it back?
The retainage is typically a set amount to the side for a contract, and then if unforeseen things come up, you tip into the retainage.
Okay, so we may have some money.
Possibly. I don't even know how much the retainage is. She never said.
It's a pretty good number.
She never said.
Okay.
So
I'll make that motion.
John makes the motion to pay it. Glenn will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Let's see. Passed on 8/4/25, okay. That's done, so that's done. Pay request, okay. Ball field usage for Polly Connor benefit.
Yeah, I was contacted Friday by friends and family of Polly Connor, who lost her son,
Scotty.
Scotty Collins. They want to have a charity softball tournament, college softball tournament. And at that time, I was a little bit scared about the fact that we've been talking about having a league up there. That's a moot point now because they didn't get enough teams. So it's available on Saturdays, except obviously the grand opening ceremony. And she just wanted to know the information, costs, things like that, which I shared with her. I had to go look at the new, $100 a field, a certain amount if you go into the darkness, the lights. I would like to suggest that we forgive the fee. In fact, I'll make a motion that we forgive the fee.
Like that.
I'm abstaining because this benefits me.
Hmm?
Yes, I'm gonna abstain because this benefits me.
Okay.
They're using it for funeral expenses,
Okay,
so I'm out.
okay, well, that's fine, just vote and you can abstain.
I abstain.
4-0-1.
Okay.
Okay, now,
Got that done.
here's the exciting part.
Fitness grant meeting scheduled for Tuesday, possibly 50K.
Okay, Thursday, the city of Austin got a phone call from a person, saying, we are managing grants to the state of Indiana, through the state of Indiana Wellness for Adults and Senior Citizens, to put in exercise equipment along walking trails. And I've got a meeting tomorrow, 3:00, and people say, what the heck are you talking about? So here's some examples, because I've worked on this at least 2 other times. It's in the 5-year plan. There are stationary facilities that you don't adjust the weights or anything. You just go up and you do arm rest and power lifts and leg lifts and stuff like that. Now, I've done some research because there was a little bit of confusion, just a little bit. Somebody somehow got it, said for infrastructure. I said, whoa, boy, parking lot. No. And I talked to the lady in California, very nice person. She set up a meeting with the regional person that's handling the state of Indiana. He's actually out of Chicago. So we'll see what happens tomorrow at 3:00. I don't know whether it's a matching grant, whether it's full. If you read through it, you get kind of both of them. It says $50,000 grant, but then it says up to $100,000. So does that mean 50-50? But it's something a lot of people hit me up for. I don't know about you all. My herd of walkers up there every morning. When you gonna do something for us old people?
That can't be Charlie Austin. I can't see
Yeah.
him using it.
Oh, Roger Morris.
Oh,
Those guys.
I can't see Roger using it neither.
Oh, they say they will.
Jerry Garcia.
But, hey, good things, beget good things. This is probably the 3rd or 4th company that's reached out to me. Some of them said, are you involved in buying athletic equipment, shirts, balls, things like that? TPS? No, it's not TPS, TSC. TPS is back coming. They said, we partner with parks to provide those. I said, we really don't do our Little League. We don't purchase it. We've seen on social media a lot of good things you all are doing, and we want to hook our wagon to the lead horse. So I'll let you know. I just wanted to share with you. Going to meet with them. I look. They got these. They got something. I would just I'd actually use it. It's essentially a big area that looks like it's got pour and play on it. And all of the stations are on there, like it's big squares, so you can use them all. It's like they're all concentrated, like you go to an area.
Muscle Beach.
But it looks like, to me, it looks like the base is pour and play.
It's like when I was out in LA and saw Derek at Muscle Beach, all those weightlifting was in one place.
Who'd you see at Muscle Beach?
Derek.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Walk-ins?
I've got a couple. The fall.
Let's do yours first.
Oh, thank you. The fall softball league didn't come. Saturday was the meeting. Didn't get anything, but like I told them, try it next year. Try a different time, whatever.
How many did he say
I
they
think he
had?
said 3 or 4.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty good from what I've been told, because I don't think Ride for the Cure's having theirs this year. Same reason. They've had theirs for years and years, and I talked to Steve, and he said he didn't think they were gonna have it. The guy that runs it for Ride for the Cure, he didn't have any interest.
That's usually a beach with a big all day, all night.
So,
Yeah.
Must be a trend.
Okay, I got two more, but here's one I got today. Tell me not to go to City Hall anymore. Ginger Mullins, I think he's the preacher's wife.
Preacher.
No?
Jeff?
Yeah.
No.
Well, then,
Ginger's not.
because I know they're involved in it. October 4th, and we did this last year, we didn't charge them, because all they're using is the show ground. they had a huge event. They have food booths, entertainment, free haircuts, clothes giveaway. They wanted to use the park and
Is that Redemption Pentecostal?
uh,
That's Jeff's church up
it
behind.
just says Junior Mullen, 722-8250.
She is.
But they had, I mean, when I went up there, I was like, my God, what's going on? And they had two big food booths when I was in Annapolis, or when I was Columbus and when I was Seymour. But the reason I was up there, they ran out of power. And I had to go find them more electrical. And they do free haircuts, food giveaway, clothing giveaway, and it's a big event.
Back to school bash.
No, it's October 4th.
They call it back to school.
Okay. Late starters.
I mean, you've already got this stuff, but once school starts,
Okay, City Hall said
You know,
she
they
went
run out in a month and you need
One
more.
to reserve it, but would ask that last year we didn't charge, would we do it again? And really all it is shelter house.
So what does she need?
But she wants to put her name on the reservation and we forgive the $50 cost for the
Okay,
shelter house.
somebody make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Ishmael makes the motion to waive the $50 fee.
Good.
Second?
I'll say.
Derek seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You know, that's what the park's all about, and getting up there and having the hope again. Okay, the last thing I've got
You
is,
said that was October 10th or 4th?
huh?
October 4th?
Yeah, is that some kind of special?
That's it's a good thing for the community.
Yeah, I mean, I was just blown away by the magnitude of it. I thought, whoa. And in fact, early that morning, they had a motorcycle ride. Cause I go up there early and there's motorcycles all over the place. I thought they were having, they said, well, we do a ride. Okay, one last thing, JD won't like this, but in preparation for the grand opening, roofing cutting, whatever it is, I think the putt-putt pad is a travesty. I'd like to have girls input the permission to paint it again. Green, 3 gallons of paint, it's almost, takes over 3, but I got almost a gallon left over from the last time.
What do you think?
The green pad for the putt-putt golf, the paint's all off.
Where the old
Oh,
shelter
okay.
house was, that slide.
Yeah, it's kind of scuzzy looking.
Somebody wanna make the motion?
I'll make that motion.
John will. Second?
I'll second.
Derek will. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'll do that. It's just, we want things to look good. Now, what we really would love to people to do, in fact, Camille suggested it at the last meeting, Camille says, maybe you should spend some money recoding this. It would be nice to, do.
It'd be nice to take it out and pour again. I've already talked to, Temple and Temple, asked about resurfacing and everything. He said, tell you the truth, cost you more to resurface than to take it out and start over. But again, who's paying for it? It's not the park board,
Well,
it's not the city, somebody's
well,
gonna pay
I
for it.
just did we just did an asphalt 36 by 50, very deep, for $5,000. We wanted to sponsor that.
Mhm.
That up there is 28 by 56, so it's less than that. Okay. That's my walk-in.
Anybody else got any? I got a couple. I got a couple. First one is both of them really no, one of them's for everything. Spicer Town Park. There's 2 big piles of debris out there. And there's a couple concrete places that were not taken out when everything was torn down. We cannot do anything else out there until those are gone. When they're removed, then we can decide where the new playground equipment's going that we've got, because it makes no sense to put it up now. Then we've got to go back and decide where the borders are going and put the mulch in.
And the putt-putt.
And the putt-putt. I took it upon myself to ask my neighbor are solutions.
Oh,
Now, there's other people, but I asked my neighbor to give me an estimate. I can't remember how many loads he said. He thought one pile would be 3 loads and the other one would be close to that. And then he would take out all the extra concrete that's out there, all the debris, load it up, haul it off, level it out, 2,500. That doesn't include hauling back any dirt and leveling up, because then we need good, clean dirt too, okay? That's one thing. Second thing is I talked to Steve Sadler, trustee's office. This is just for his reference later on. He would like to have some sort of idea, and I guess our 5-year plan would probably work, of what, might be our future projects that, would qualify that maybe he could help us on, part, all, whatever. He said, I would just, basically, a list of, in the next whatever time you're, thinking about doing, that way he's got something. And he said that way, maybe they could put something in the budget each year, or, if you come in and you want something, then they can pull that list out and, maybe mark them off the list. So, just things like that.
there's things in the 5-year plan, or maybe less significant things, we come up with, give us some ideas.
He told me he had some input from, higher ups about this, that, and whatever. And I had that discussion with him about, one of them was sealing the parking lot. Okay, you seal the parking lot and, you seal the parking lot, but what are you gonna do in 2 years when it needs it again? You seal it once, it looks pretty for 2 years, and you don't have the money to do it again. Are you really being a steward of your money if you do that? Another one was, moving the basketball court, get more parking. Well, yeah, okay, you can do that if you wanna pay to move it. But then again, when do you need all the extra parking? 6 weeks out of the year, during 1 week, and that's it. There's ways to get more in the parking lot if you had somebody that did parking lots and could lay it out, things like that. I told him that, you were gonna talk to Duke about, I called it an amphitheater, but a stage, and, and I said, Derek's got ideas about the softball field. And he said, well, just, yeah, give me a list, and that way I've got something put in the file, and,
Yeah, that's the way I did it with Virgil here. I'd give him a list, a Christmas list,
Mhm.
send it to, and then he'd say, well, and he also, he would ask me to prioritize. Which one do you think is most important to be done? And he just has opportunity to present itself, year after, 1 year after another, you just go down and shop for them.
And this thing with the trustee, the way it looks now, if things don't drastically change, we probably will not have a trustee in 2 years. The way, after Senate Bill 1 passed, years ago, they tried to do away with the trustee, and it got no leverage. Well, it's getting leverage now. And they want to go to more of the state wants to go to more of what you'd call a regional, which means your local, the regional office is probably not gonna be here. And they wouldn't be elected from your community, they would be appointed from Indianapolis. So, our opportunity for all that money that Virgil Johnson and now Steve as being trustees, and by the way, they're the only 2 trustees that ever gave anything to parks. That could be drying up in 2 years.
So 3 years.
Yeah. 2 more budget years. They've already done budget this year. Next year won't be affected. It starts in 27. whenever the trustee elections are, by that point, I don't know if it's 27 or 28, by that point, supposedly, from what I've seen and read, the governor's office and the state house will have a conclusion by then on what they're gonna do.
They've tried this with several other things. The latest one was eliminating, one of the judges. Ended up being, you know, they're gonna do all the small counties. They had a whole list of them, they ended up doing 4.
Yeah.
The 4 smallest cities.
And like I said, 4 or 5 years ago, they talked about this, but it got no traction. Well, it's getting traction now. So there's a possibility, and it's a good possibility. So, our ace in the hole, and we've been very lucky the last 2 trustees. Like I said, the only 2 to ever give anything to the parks. That avenue could be going away. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay?
Let's go back up to your previous walk-in.
What's that? I had 2.
Well, the cleaning things up as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's a next step must do. So I'd make a motion.
Does anybody else have anybody you wanna get any other quotes from or anything? First of all, he's my neighbor, easy to get a hold of, but I don't really know anybody that just has a backhoe and a dump truck anymore. The ones I know, they're building houses.
I make a motion that we authorize you to go forward with having our solutions to it, or not.
I second that.
Okay. All in favor?
You know, and my rationale is, quite honestly, it's an eyesore. Has to, cut the grass off the hills. And it's the next step before we can do anything. If that were all cleared out, we could actually start doing stuff. So, okay, great.
And we've got the money in the budget to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Hey, that,
Abstain, I will, because it was my idea. And there's only one bid.
Okay, 401.
Okay. So it passes. I'll get a hold of it.
Okay.
hey, that big tree, we need to get on Tyler and have Tyler look at it. It's got loose limbs hanging up there.
Is that the one up Broadway you're talking about?
No, right across the street from my house.
Oh, yeah.
That big second one.
Decide where it's at.
The town cleaned up around that one time.
Well, I got the GIS map up this afternoon after he and I were talking,
Yeah.
shooting the breeze about something.
You two need to go up there and look and eyeball the line to see.
The line is, that gentleman's property line is exactly the property line that separates Mr. Holland's house lot from his extra lot.
It should have. He's dead.
So you know where the line is on your house lot plus the extra?
Yeah.
Or we can take measure.
So you can go up there and some way to find out.
It's got all them loose limbs hanging up there.
I mean, other than that, we could pay to take it down, but I got a big one in my house too. Do you pay to take somebody else's down or, you really shouldn't, but just figure out where the line is and we can go from there maybe. Okay?
Yeah, we were discussing it, and I said, well, I can go to GIS map. I couldn't get it to print, so I took a picture on the big screen TV and sent it to print.
Okay. Anybody else got anything? We good? Okay.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Derek seconds. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
I think about staying.
Thank you, guys. You too, Derek. By the way,
The stream is ended.
okay,